Yes, guys, what's happening? It's your girl Minna. Welcome back to my channel. You already know what it is. First and foremost, big up to everybody locked in on this wonderful, what is it? A Sunday, and it's the Euros final, guys. It's the Euros final. Big up to everyone locked in. Boy, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to Manchester United stuff. We're going to talk about the Euros as well towards the end of the stream. Just a quick little prediction thing. Zirkzee to be announced. Big up to Ridwan in the chat saying Man United posted. Man United did post and they said, see you back here in 30 minutes. Just saying. I think that's the Zirkzee announcement incoming with the new kit. 4 p.m. UK time. I think Joshua Zirkzee will be announced as the newest Manchester United player. The first under Ineos. The first signing of the Ineos era for 42.5, I think it was, million euros, just under 36 million pounds. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Ivan Toney. We're going to talk about Ten Hag's request for a fellow Dutchman in Xavi SIMONS. Willie Kambwala obviously done his medical, leaving Manchester United. That is the second player to leave Manchester United for a transfer fee this summer. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the situation with Jared Branthwaite. Obviously, that's now probably changed because of Amadou Onana leaving Everton to go to Aston Villa. So what exactly does that mean for Manchester United and Jared Branthwaite? We're going to talk about Leny Yoro. We're going to talk talks in Saudi, guys, coming from Sabah, the biggest Turkish news outlet, saying that Manchester United have put in a bid for Ferdi Kadioglu. Spoke about him a few days ago on stream, saying that Manchester United were interested in him. So we're going to talk about that as well. And obviously, when it gets to 4 o'clock, we are going to keep an eye out for the announcement from Manchester United, the official announcement for Joshua Zirkzee. So big up to everyone in the chat. Listen, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe. Sorry for being late. I had to keep pushing the stream back because I was live on Mo's channel. If you were there, obviously, then you know we spent a long time talking about Manchester United, arguing with Arsenal and Chelsea fans about Manchester United. Guys, I am in so much pain. Yeah, I'm in so much pain right now. Yesterday, it was my niece's birthday party and we went to like some indoor trampolining place. I can't move my neck, guys. I cannot move my neck because my cousin dared me to recreate Garnacho's overhead kick. If we get 100 likes on the stream today, I will show you the clip of me recreating Garnacho's overhead kick and basically hurting my neck in the process. And now I can't move. So if I'm moving around, I have to fully move my whole body if I want to look sideways. So if we could get 100 likes on today's stream, I will show you guys the clip. I've got it loaded up here on the computer right now. It's ready to be shown. All you lot have to do is honestly just hit the like button. So let's get to 100 likes as well throughout the stream. But let's start with the I will say the positives. The positives from coming out of Manchester United right now is these 4 Man United players are through to a European and a Copa America final. 4 people could potentially come back to Carrington in the coming weeks with winners' medals. Wish them all the best in Kobbie Mainoo and Luke Shaw for Manchester United, and of course Alejandro Garnacho and Lisandro Martinez for Argentina. Now, obviously, I know you lot can see I got my England shirt on. I want England to win just because of Kobbie Mainoo. And also, I'd like Bellingham to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since an Englishman has won the Ballon d'Or. And also Bellingham has had a ridiculous season when it comes to all the accolades that he's achieved. I saw Sir Jim Ratcliffe's message to the England team, particularly to Kobbie Mainoo and Luke Shaw. He said to Kobbie Mainoo, it was something along the lines of how professional and he's playing as a 19-year-old. And then he said, Luke, don't pull your hamstring again. Clearly he knows that there's injury issues for Luke Shaw. Oh my God, guys, my neck is killing me. Honestly, the fact that I've gone ahead and done the stream today, that should warrant you guys to actually just hit the like button. And the fact that you might get to see the overhead kick that I really tried to attempt and I didn't even do it that well. I really didn't do it that well. But the kids were kind of, they thought I was cool. So that's all that matters. But that is just starting with that, obviously. Manchester United depart for pre-season, the first pre-season game, which takes place tomorrow in Norway. A lot of first-team players not traveling. Harry Maguire not traveling. Jadon Sancho not traveling. Anthony, Ahmad, Victor Lindelof, and Andre Onana have not traveled. They're all working on their physical conditioning with individual programs. So in terms of senior players that have traveled to Norway, it's not really a lot of them, to be honest. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has traveled, Casemiro has traveled, Hannibal has traveled, Mason Mount has traveled, and Marcus Rashford has traveled. Everybody else is predominantly academy players, but in that is some academy players that we obviously have been keeping an eye on and will continue to keep an eye on in Toby Collier and Harry Amas. Both of them have traveled, so we can expect to see them involved in some capacity in tomorrow's pre-season game. Before that, then they head back, obviously, to, I think, Scotland for another pre-season game, and then it's time for the American leg of the tour. I think it's like 4 different cities, 4 different games, Liverpool and Arsenal as well, so it'll be an interesting one. Ahmad Barada officially comes in as the CEO of Manchester United yesterday. First thing he did was send out a letter to the Manchester United Supporters Trust, talking about his role, coming into this role as a senior executive of Manchester United, getting in touch with them directly. Now, I like this. It's very professional. It's very nice. It's very personal. It's got a personal touch to it because he talks about, how important fan engagement is, how important it is, for, people like Must, representatives of the fan advisory board, etc. But he also mentions the women's team, which is what I like. He said, in terms of my immediate priorities, I will be focusing on the summer transfer windows alongside joining our men's team tour in the US. I will also spend some time with the women's team when they are back for pre-season and getting to know the colleagues across the entire club. I like that. It's got a little bit of a personal touch. It's a bit of professionalism. And he also says, I am also keen to hear from you, your feedback, ideas, and questions. He values what the fans think. He values what the fans feel. And that's just getting off on a good leg. I think that's getting off on a good leg. That's the most important thing. Another positive, we found him. Tyrell Malacia is back doing individual. This is a real photo, guys. This is not AI. This is not a hologram. This is a real photo. Tyrell Malacia is back in training, doing individual programs and individual training. However, he is back on the grass, which is positive. It takes a long time for players from injury, surgery, etc. to getting back on the grass. It's been near enough, I think, a year now since he's actually been on the pitch. Positive news to have him back, of course. Hopefully he can stay fit. I think it's gonna take some time for him to even get up to match fitness. I think it's gonna be a couple of months before we actually see him play, honestly, because he has to do the individual stuff. Then from the individual stuff, do light sessions on the pitch with the squad, and then full-on training sessions, and then get match fit, and then maybe he'll be on the bench for a game. I don't think he will be here. I don't think he will play a game for Manchester United in the next couple months. I'll be honest. I don't think so. I think from individual schedules and programs, I think he'll do about a couple weeks of that. Then he'll do a couple weeks of light sessions with the team, and then a couple weeks of intense and consistent sessions with the team. And then from that, he'll get to be part. So I'd say maybe like end of August, we might see him back in the match day team. Hopefully. I hope he just manages to stay fit, because his injury and his surgeries were absolutely no joke. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Riri. Big up Troy. Big up Imran. Big up Abdullah. Big up Paradox. Big up to everyone in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button. Listen, guys, in case you missed it, I said yesterday, my neck is killing me, man. Yesterday, I went to an indoor trampolining place for my niece's birthday party, and I was doing ridiculous stuff. But my cousin dared me to recreate Garnacho's overhead kick, and I did it. And when I did it, I didn't do it well, by the way, guys. I landed so awkwardly, and literally, I woke up this morning with the worst neck pain to a point where I cannot move my neck by itself. If I want to face this way, guys, I've got to turn my entire body. So if you don't want to see the clip, and I promise you, wallahi, I've got it loaded right now on the screen. If you don't want to see the clip, we have to get to 100 likes before the end of the stream. That's it. We just have to get to 100 likes before the end of the stream if you guys are able to do that. So be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. If you want to join the members club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel. You lot see it here. I got my English shirt on today. We're going to talk about the Euros as well. We're going to talk about that. But just some little updates on the one and only Leny Yoro. Florian Plettenberg posted an update about an hour or so ago about Leny Yoro, saying that Manchester United hope that some commitment will arise soon from Leny Yoro. They're counting on the commitment from Leny Yoro to come. Manchester United are willing to pay a fixed amount of 40 to 50 million euros for the player, and they've also offered him a contract of 5 years plus 1. That's an interesting contract. That's 6 years, basically. They've offered him that 6-year contract. He's yet to make his decision. He's set to decide, obviously, between Manchester United and Real Madrid. And it's reported that Real Madrid will not go above a certain price. I think the price tag is they will not go above £23 million, which is near enough around 30 million euros, give or take, inflation and currency exchange, etc. So the most they're willing to pay is 23 million. Obviously, he's available on a free next year. Obviously, you know, that plays a big part. That plays a big part is, you know, whether United sign him or not, especially with the developments of Jared Branthwaite. And when I say the developments of Jared Branthwaite, it's not that I'm not saying that anything's changed or the circumstances have changed, but I'm saying that the fact that Amadou Onana has been sold for 50 million euros, Everton have the ball in their court for the rest of this Jared Branthwaite situation. They really can delegate whether or not they need to sell him. And if they do, I think they will hold out for that 70 to 75 million pound price tag that they value him at. As a result, I think United are priced out of the move. Man United have to sign Leny Yoro. They have to try and get him, because otherwise they're going to go back to Everton with their tail between their legs and be like, you know what, we might pay that 75 million. And I don't want them to. Can I just say that? Can I just say I don't want Everton to be able to get that much for a Jared Branthwaite, because I personally do not think he's worth that much. I think it's the English tax that's weighing a lot on Jared Branthwaite. He's a good player, obviously has experience working with people like Ruud van Nistelrooy, etc. So I understand that kind of sentiment and that side of stuff. But I don't think he's worth 70 to 75 million. And I think Leny Yoro and Matthias de Ligt for about 80 million pounds is good business. That's good business. You would have spent that on one centre back. Now, United are reportedly looking for 3 centre backs. But really, guys, who else is there that United will go out and get? Who else is there that United will go out and get? Because Todibo is not available. Jared Branthwaite is very unlikely that he's going to join Manchester United at this point. It's very unlikely that United will pay that price that Everton want, unless they go over to Bayer Leverkusen and try and get a tap sober, or they try and get Mark Gahey. But even with Mark Gahey, I think Crystal Palace want 60, 65 for him. So who do you lot think? A Turkish player. I think the Turkish player you talk about, we're going to come to it, is Ferdi Kadioglu. We're going to come to that because there's news coming out of Turkey that United have actually put a bid in for him. David Hancock. Hanko, sorry. Did I call it Hanko? That's an actor. Hanko. For left-sided centre-back or left-back. I have seen links of Hanko as well. Mats Wayfart. I haven't seen much from him. I haven't seen much of talk linked to him. I remember last year, obviously, United were linked to Tapsoba. They were linked to Mark Gahey. They were linked as well to Todibo. Todibo is likely not to happen. And I think what they might want is a centre-back that has Premier League. I feel like all the centre-backs that United have been linked to, there's always one that's Premier League proven. Experience in the Prem is a big thing in comparison to the other 1 or 2 players that United have been linked to that are centre-backs outside of the Prem. So people like Jared Branthwaite, Mark Gahey, even Tosin Adarabioyo, who United missed out on, that also was an option. Now, I think United... And we're going to come to it because I think a lot of the content today is going to be about the striker situation, with an announcement coming in the next 13 minutes for Joshua Zirkzee, and we're going to check out what sort of announcement United do. Obviously, United are now linked to a move for Ivan Toney. They're also linked to a move for Xavi SIMONS, which I want to hear what a lot of you guys have to think about that as well. So let's get to Xavi SIMONS quickly. It's reported by Fabrizio Romano that Manchester United are interested in Xavi SIMONS and asked for information on the player. But Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig are currently front runners to sign him. Now, right now, Xavi SIMONS is only available on a loan. The only option for him is a loan signing. United won't have to spend big money on him. They won't have to spend a big fee on him. But I think it will be a high valued loan fee. I for some reason feel like it's Leipzig. And the reason why I think he's going to RB Leipzig, or he's going to stay another year at RB Leipzig, is because he can continue to develop their consistent, regular playing time. I would love him at United, but I just don't know if it's going to happen, guys. And I've spoken about it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, where I said that it would be nice to have someone like him. The creativity that he offers, can play on the right-hand side. But unless United is selling Jadon Sancho or Antony, then really and truly, I don't want him to come in unless he's actually going to play, And Bayern Munich, I think they want Desire Doué. I think Desire Doué, they had a bid rejected for him for 35 million from Rennes. I think they'll go back for another bid. Obviously, they got Elise, they got Musiala. They're going to try tie down Musiala to a new contract, because otherwise, I think he's got 2 years left on his deal. I think Xavi Simons, obviously, there's no future for him at PSG, and and PSG's situation with him is probably just to increase his valuation, which is that's what they're going to do. There's no future for him at PSG. But I think, because he's worked with the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy at PSV, I think it would be a good option. However, guys, I'm not all for certain positions United signing loan players. And the reason why I say that is because the right side of Manchester United's forward line has been a problem for a long time. It's been a problem for a long time. However, if you're going to try find another solution, we failed with Jadon Sancho as a solution, Antony as a solution. If we're going to find a solution for that in Xavi Simons, then let that be on a permanent. I don't want a temporary filler. I don't like the idea of a temporary filler. I think a temporary filler is when you're signing a third choice left back or a second choice center midfielder. That is when you sign a temporary player. But if you're trying to sign a starter completely, then you pay that price for him. Obviously, I think PSG will not try to sell him. I think they're looking for a loan. The loan move makes more sense for him and for them. But also, he's getting to a stage in his career where he probably just wants to play and continue to play regular and consistent football. Now, Erik ten Hag has reportedly inquired about him and likes the idea of him. I like Xavi Simons. What do you lot think? Do you think the creativity that he offers is what United need? Because also I think United need goal scorers. I really think United need goal scorers. And that's why I think the idea of Ivan Toney, like, guys, I've spoken about this time and time again. I said I would love Ivan Toney at Man United. I just never thought it would be realistic enough. But I do know that United need goal scorers. We cannot kind of continuously expect Manchester United to bring in players that are scoring 7 to 10, 11, 12 goals a season. We can't do that. Obviously, it will balance out if everybody's contributing, but in that forward line, we need someone that's going to hit 20, 25, maybe even 30 goals all competitions. And that's why I would like Man United. If I was to say to you guys right now, Ivan Toney or Xavi Simons, you have to pick one. Who are you taking? If United can only get one out of the two of them, tell me, who are you taking in that situation? Because I know who I'm taking. I absolutely know who I'm taking. I will take Ivan Toney. I personally will take Ivan Toney just because of the goal side. Now, when it comes to longevity and how much you probably be able to get out of them, I think you get more years out of Xavi Simons. I think you get more number of years out of Xavi Simons. But I think right now, United really, really need a goal scorer. They need someone that's going to score. Let me see what you lot are actually saying in the chat. Big up to John in the chat. Big up, my bro. I hope you are doing well. Simons proven in two different leagues already. The guy is special in midfield. That's true. That is true. Two leagues. And also, like I said, working under Ruud van Nistelrooy, they've already got a relationship. PS says, I would hope that we'd sign Simons permanently, and then it may give a way for them to sell Bruno after next season. I'd hope for them to sell him now, but I wouldn't mind if it was a season after. That's true. Maybe Xavi Simons coming in is that kind of alternative or the next step to getting rid of Bruno Fernandes, or life without Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United. Maybe that's the direction. Ridwan says he's overpriced. I'd have him only on a loan to see what he's about. Kenny Fan TV says Xavi Simons would create dynamic creativity, in my opinion. Itchy says loan is okay. Simons ain't worth buying. A lot of you guys are saying he's not worth buying, but you would absolutely take him on a loan. I hear it. Simons to replace McTominay. I don't think his role is to replace McTominay. Actually, if you're talking about McTominay in terms of where Erik ten Hag has played him as this second person behind the forward line, maybe in that instance, but I don't think he's going to be in to replace McTominay. I think maybe the idea of him this Dutch free. They're trying to build a Dutch revolution at Old Trafford. And I want to hear what you lot think, because I'm not fussed if it's the right players for the right environment and for the right philosophy. I don't care if the whole starting 11 was Dutch today. I wouldn't care. If it's the right players that fit into the style, and you need and they can do what it is you need, then sign them. Joshua Zirkzee announcement coming imminently, guys. 6 minutes time, announcement is coming. I'm going to share with you lot whatever it is that United share. I know that it's going to be the pictures with the shirts and all of that kind of stuff. I think Xavi Simons, for me, I like the idea of him. I like the longevity you might get, number of years. Like the stream, guys. I'm dying to see Mina's overhead kick. Listen, guys, I told you, if we get to 100 likes on the stream today, I will share with you lot the overhead kick that I attempted to do in an indoor trampolining place where I fucked up my neck. Excuse my language, but I've messed up my neck so badly for that overhead kick. This is my problem, guys. When my family, when my cousins, my siblings dare me to do something, I do it. And I don't think of the consequences. And I literally landed, like, my cousin had to come running to me to see if I was okay, because I literally landed with my neck, like, doing a 90-degree angle. It was ridiculous. You should add Malacia to that group of 3. The dude is training on grass. Welcome back to Tyrell Malacia. It's good to know that he actually exists. It's good to know that he actually exists. But no, I'm happy to see him back. But in terms of Ivan Toney, let's go to Ivan Toney, because I know a lot of you guys like the idea of Ivan Toney. I too like the idea of Ivan Toney. I would love for United to sign him. I would obviously love for United to sign Ivan Toney. I don't know how likely it is. Big up to Ali, says salam my bro. I hope you are doing well. We should try Calafiori. I think Calafiori is going to Arsenal. If I'm not wrong, I think he's going to Arsenal, right? I think that's kind of decided. I think Ivan Toney, if he comes to Manchester United, if Ivan Toney comes to Manchester United, he has to be the starter. He has to be the starting striker. There's no way Ivan Toney comes to Manchester United to come off the bench for a Højlund or a Zirkzee. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. However, guys, I do think of the idea of Ivan Toney. By the way, I've said this time and time again. I hope United move towards a 2-man front line. I would like that. I would like United to move towards a 2-man front line. I would like United to have 2 strikers. I would love that. United owned 2 strikers when I was younger. That was the thing. That was actually the thing. But United need a striker that can score. Now, Brentford reportedly value him at 60 million. Now, it's either he leaves on a free next year, or in the latter stages of the transfer window, Brentford will be forced to sell him. True Legion says Toney overrated in my eyes. I don't think Ivan Toney's overrated. I actually think he's underrated sometimes. I think returning from his ban, I don't think he was the best. But that was a couple of months of football after him not missing half of the season. But I think Ivan Toney offers a lot up front, even for England. We're going to come to it when we talk about the Euros, but even for England, I think he offers so much. I think his physicality, his aerial duels, like for a guy who is not 6'4", he's good in the air. He's very, very good in the air. He's got a great strike on him. He can make run-ins behind, really cause problems, disruptions for that front line. And if you got someone like Joshua Zirkzee playing alongside him, or maybe behind him as a second striker, you can really get that link-up play between him and Marcus Rashford, etc. Now, obviously, United are out here linked to a lot of things, and you know what my biggest worry is, guys? My biggest worry is that United is not linked consistently or regularly or as much. We see a lot of talk about midfielders and we see a lot of talk about strikers, but we're not seeing much about the midfield. And that is the problem for me. That is the biggest problem for me, because Manchester United are going into next season with these 2 plus McTominay and plus Kobbie Mainoo. For me, Kobbie Mainoo is the one that they should be building the midfield around. Mason Mount, there's still question marks about what is his strong suit. What value is he going to add to the team? Where is he going to play? What is he going to be able to provide? Casemiro, there's still question marks about his future, let alone what he can do. There's question marks about his future. And the only midfielder I've seen United linked to is Ugarte. That's it. That's the only midfielder I've seen United. There was brief talk about Amadou Onana months ago. He's gone to Aston Villa. Aston Villa come in, bam, pay the price for him. Obviously, they've been able to sell Douglas Luiz. They're in the process of selling Moussa Diaby. Manchester United are not selling at the rate that other clubs are when it comes to monetary value. They've sold Donny van der Beek for 500k. They've sold Willie Kambwala for 10 million. They're not selling at that rate. And that is what I think will hold United back when it comes to midfield. Now, with the Joshua Zirkzee, how many? 1 more minute left. 1 more minute left until the Joshua Zirkzee announcement is officially on Manchester United's page. Is it up? No, it's not up yet. I have a question to ask you guys just while we wait for the announcement. You look at Joshua Zirkzee being the first incoming for United. Probably De Ligt will probably be the second one. Do you think United should continue going for more centre-backs and more strikers? Or should Manchester United be targeting a midfielder as the third signing? Obviously, Manuel Ugarte, that is itself. I think building that relationship with PSG, maybe through the Xavi SIMONS talk, it will be useful. But I think Ugarte has to be the main one. He has to be the main target after De Ligt, Yoro, and Joshua Zirkzee, because that midfield is where United have been dying for the last God knows how long. But as far as I can remember, the last 10 years, Manchester United have really, really been struggling in that midfield position. Really, really struggling. Have we got the announcement yet? We don't have it yet, even though it's 4 o'clock on the dot. They lied to us. Manchester United lied to us. Are they going to be a minute late? Are they going to be a minute late? I hope they're not a minute late, because I don't like late people. Let me go directly to their website and see if the announcement has come. No announcement yet on their website. They're probably still putting out the social posts. But it's obviously the Joshua Zirkzee one. It's obviously the Joshua Zirkzee one. Is the announcement out? Yes, it is. Ready. Oh my God, he's here. And he looks amazing in the United shirt. He looks absolutely amazing. He's here in the flesh. Joshua Zirkzee, the first Manchester United signing of the Ineos era. I think it's good business. It's nice to see that he's officially here. Obviously, he's going to probably go off on his little holiday, his little well-deserved break, and then come back and join with the rest of the squad. But United need more players. Let me see what you lot are playing. Welcome to Manchester United, Joshua Zirkzee. Welcome to Manchester United, Joshua Zirkzee. Listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you've just come through. If you want to join the Minions gang, the membership club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content. Of course, you get to support the growth of the channel as well, the ever-growing community that we have here. If you want to support the channel in other ways, if you appreciate and enjoy the content that we bring you, I say we, but it's me. If you enjoy the content that I bring you on a daily basis here, you can send in super chats with your comments, with your questions, with your thoughts, or just with your appreciation. And that also helps to support the channel in more ways than you guys can imagine. We're building a wonderful community here and we'll continue to do that. So be sure to hit the like button. And like I said, if I get to 100 likes, shit, we're not that far off from 100 likes. We're about 8 off from 100 likes. I will share with you lot the video of me doing attempting to do an overhead kick. Keyword, attempting. Yeah, attempting. Keyword. Welcome to Manchester United, Jay-Z. Everyone's calling him Jay-Z. My man is a baller. Can't wait to see him cook. Music says he is a baller. Sunny says, welcome to Man United. Kingdom says, defenders, Minna, because the style of play. Talking about defenders here live in the flesh. Ferdi Kadioglu, reportedly Manchester United. And this is, by the way, guys, coming from the biggest, and this is why I don't doubt it, because it's the biggest news. Can I just say, it's not just Fabrizio and David Ornstein that can break news. I remember with the Leny Yoro bid, it was first reported by a Algerian-French reporter. He reported it first. People didn't really pick up on it until Fabrizio, etc. They started to report it. This is coming from the biggest news source in Turkey, Sabah Media. Over 2 million followers online, etc. Manchester United have reportedly made an offer for Ferdi Kadioglu, but Fenerbahce are insisting on £30 million. So United have made a bid of £21 million. Fenerbahce are holding out for 30 million. United could offer unwanted players to the Turkish side as part of their deal. Now, obviously, Fenerbahce have... This is the thing. It would have been useful to have people like Martial, because I remember Fenerbahce were interested in him. Obviously, Jose Mourinho is the manager there now. Maybe he might want a little reunion with, maybe Victor Lindelof, maybe it's Scott McTominay. I don't know. Maybe they can throw in one of them players into the deal, which might be able to work. I think, and I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched this guy for the past 5 years. I'm not going to do that, because I heard of him during the Euros. I was very impressed with him. Could play winger position, could play left wing back, could also play full-back position as well. Gets forward, great player from what I saw in the Euros. And I think he's born in the Netherlands. So also this doesn't also help the fact that everyone's complaining about Dutch players, but I think he's born in Arnhem. Could have played for the Netherlands if he wanted to. Came through Dutch academy system at NEC and then went on to go to Fenerbahce. But for me, I think it would be a good move. I think United definitely need a fullback. United definitely need a left back, 100%, because they cannot rely on the legs of Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia. Now, I think similar to easing out maybe a player like Bruno in the next couple of years, it might be the need to ease out Luke Shaw in the next year or two and bring in a new fullback that starts consistently. Now, whether Luke Shaw stays or not, that's obviously a different question. He's 29 years old, but his body is probably 35 because it's just always breaking down on him. And I think United, after they sign, a midfielder and a fullback, I think they'll need to sign after they sign a centre back, and a midfielder. I think they need to sign a left back. I really do think they need to sign a left back. Now, that also depends on what happens with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think it depends what happens with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because Diogo Dalot's ability to play at left back might lead to Wan-Bissaka staying for one more year and actually leaving on a free. I think, obviously, Ineos might not want players to leave on a free, even if they just get anything for them. It's shown with the likes of Donny van der Beek, etc., that they just want money at this point for players. So I understand that. Let me load up this overhead kick in the background of my thing so you lot will be able to see it. I don't even know how to do it. I might have lied to you lot. I might have lied to you guys. I got to figure out a way to load it up in the background so that I can play it for you guys afterwards. Let me see what the chat is saying as well. Everyone will scream, why didn't we sign a right winger when the season starts? Well, if Man United keep Jadon Sancho, and they've got Garnacho and they've got Ahmad, and hypothetically they've got Anthony, because Anthony doesn't look like he might be leaving. Is that the worst? Because Sancho can play on the left, Garnacho can play on the left, Rashford available on the left. I think Rasmus Højlund or Joshua Zirkzee can play across that front line. I think they might be able to play across that front line as well, especially Joshua Zirkzee. That's what United see for him. That's the future that United see for him. He might be able to do that. If Sancho stays, then he plays right wing alongside Ahmad and Anthony. Exactly. Do Spurs do even want Reguilon? I think Spurs don't want Reguilon. I think they're trying to get rid of him. I think they are trying to get rid of him right now. Just the same way that Manchester United got rid of this guy, Willie Kambwala, officially leaving Manchester United to go and join Villarreal. At least that's good business. And I rate him, actually, because he knew that he wasn't going to be anywhere in the top part of the pecking order for centre-back. He saw Johnny Evans stay in. He knew that he'd probably be the bottom of the list. And he's young. He bet on himself. He left. United got a good sell-on clause, and they got a good buyback clause as well on that. So that's good. That's absolutely good. Manchester United were linked. I've seen this link, and I'm not going to lie, guys. Does anybody know anything about this guy? Does anybody know anything about this guy? Another forward that Manchester United have reportedly been linked to is Victor Tsygankov. I hope I'm saying his name right. Over a potential move from Girona's forward this summer. 30 league appearances last year helped Girona secure Champions League for the first ever time in their history. And according to Spanish publications, United are admirers of the Ukraine international and have made contact with the player's entourage. The reports that Girona will fight to keep him, but he has a release clause apparently of £25 million. pound. Now, like I said, guys, I am going to be 100. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I've seen this guy play once when I watched a Girona game, or twice. I think I've watched 2 Girona games last season. Based on what I'm seeing on his stats, he sounds like a good player. But I don't want to falsely be like, oh, he's a good player, guys, we should sign him. So if there's anyone in the chat that is familiar with him and familiar with what he can offer, what he can bring, please let me know. Please let me know. Alan says, yeah, he's good looking at his Girona stats. John says, who's that? That's the same thing I said to myself when I saw this report. 30 games, 8 goals, another Højlund, in my opinion. Damn. Not the Højlund. Not the Højlund. I'm just trying to, guys, I'm sorry for going quiet. I'm just trying to load up this clip here in the background for you guys, so that I'll be able to show you guys it. And I need to mute it. All right, cool. I'll be able to load it for you guys. When do you lot want to see this clip? Because you helped me get to 100 likes as promised. We actually exceeded 100 likes. So should we take a little interval break now, and I can show you lot the clip, or do you want to see it at the end of the stream? Which one where do you guys want to see it? You know what? It might not even let me load it in. Oh, damn. Please quit and reopen Chrome. Okay, let me see if I can reopen it. Let me see what you lot are saying. Is it better than Garnacho's? Nah. Garnacho didn't hurt his neck in the process. Garnacho did not hurt his neck in the process. I did, guys. I'm not joking. I cannot move my neck right now. And sleeping like this was absolutely terrible. It was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. I was in so much agony and so much pain. For some reason, it's not even letting me load the clip in, but I'm going to continue to try and load it in the background. Just a little update as well. Raphael Varane joining Como and Cesc Fabregas. They're getting good experience. Obviously, they've just promoted to top flight football under Cesc Fabregas. They're going to get a good run of legs from him. Hopefully they'll be able to get good and consistent football out of him. Now, obviously, that in itself is 50-50. It's not a guarantee that, you know, he'll be available and fit, all the stuff. There was no ball involved in the clip, guys. Can I just say that? And let's just get to this, because obviously this links to the Jared Branthwaite thing. This links to the Jared Branthwaite situation, a player that Manchester United were linked to earlier, a couple months ago. Amadou Onana, here we go to Aston Villa, which now allows Everton to make that decision on Jared Branthwaite, which kind of F's up the situation for Manchester United. Obviously, I personally think Jared Branthwaite was the long-term successor that they wanted. I think that is because they wouldn't go back multiple times with a first bid and then a second bid and then reportedly for a third bid. They wouldn't do that. I think it's very clear that Manchester United want Jared Branthwaite. I think it's very clear. Aston Villa have to improve their squad because they've got Champions League football next year. So they obviously have to improve their team and be able to add in, you know, talents, etc. Because they're playing in top flight European football. They don't want to actually go on to Champions League and get embarrassed and get battered, etc. But what I will say, and like I said, it's a big but. It's a big but. There is no guarantee that this will pay off for Aston Villa. However, Everton might be in a sticky situation where they might struggle to actually offload Jared Branthwaite. Jared Branthwaite might not go anywhere after this. Jared Branthwaite they might not get the price tag that they're so desperately holding on for it. That might happen to them. And if that does happen to them, then obviously I'll laugh. But hopefully I think Manchester United are able to go out, and if they don't get Jared Branthwaite, they're able to identify, and I hope that they've actually already identified an alternative centre-back, because if United are truly serious and these reports are actually legit that Manchester United want to sign 3 centre-backs, it can't be Jared Branthwaite all or nothing, Leny Yoro all or nothing. They have to have the alternative options. Todibo was, I think, the main guy they wanted to sign, and obviously he's not available. I think, you know, Mark Gahey is a player that we've seen United be linked to. Tapsoba United were linked to last season, but having watched Bayer Leverkusen a bit last season, I find him to be a bit erratic. The more I watched Bayern Munich last season, the more I thought this guy, Tapsoba, is very, very erratic as a centre-back. And that is not what you want. I think because I've been so used to the calmness of a player like Raphael Varane partnering Lisandro Martinez, maybe that's what's put me off Tapsoba. I also think I don't think there's anything in that Tapsoba link because I think Bayer Leverkusen will be selling quite a few players this summer, so they might not look to sell him as well. I think they're selling Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich or I think wait, hold on. I think Jonathan Tah is is Jonathan Tah going to buy? I'm sure he's linked to a move at Bayern Munich. I don't know if it's completely the case, but I think he is linked to a move at Bayern Munich. Let me know, guys, if am I right or am I wrong in that assumption? Because I thought he was linked to a move at Bayern Munich. I thought he was linked to a move there. I think Bayern Munich have been trying to hold out for him to try and get him. Whether they get him or not is a different kind of situation. They're waiting for De Ligt to move to Man United, then sign Jonathan Tah. There you go. Get me Diomande or Simakan. I'll take Simakan. And even Diomande. What's the guy at Benfica called? Shit, I forgot his name. With the 50 million release clause. Antonio Silva. That one, I remember last week, it was reported that he was the guy Manchester United wanted a month ago. He was the guy that Manchester United wanted a month ago. That was the reports. Kadeem, our resident Everton fan, says, we are not forced to sell him right now. Our FFP situation is way more better now. That's what I'm saying. The ball is in the court of Everton, really. So they can afford to hold out for that. Bremer in defence, Yusuf Fofana in midfield. Unfortunately, Yusuf Fofana is going to AC Milan. Unfortunately. Alan says 4-4-2 diamond. I think this is Alan's dream team. Anana, Dallo, De Ligt, Martinez, Gutierrez, Wafer, Maino, Di Ketelaere, Bruno, Hoyland / Garnacho or Zirkzee, Diallo. That is a lot of players coming in. What's the likelihood that Manchester United sign every player that United signs as a starter? Because United have to sign squad players. They have to sign some squad players. So what is the likelihood that every player that United signs is a star? I don't think it's going to be the case. I think United will sign maybe 3 starters, striker, midfielder, centre-back. Maybe if United sign a left-back as well. I think that could be the case. But I don't see how likely it is United sign a left-back. But out of all the players, if United signs 6 players this summer, 7 maybe at the most, I think 3 of them are starters, maybe 4 at the most. At the most, I think the 4th one is the starter. Let me see what else is happening in the world of Manchester United football over the next. All this stuff is Euros. Any update on Leny Yoro? No update on Leny Yoro's situation, but it's reported that they are waiting. They are waiting for a decision. I don't know. When the ball is in the player's court, the player can take as long as they want. The player, when the ball is in the court of the player can take as long as they want, and it won't be a problem. It won't be a problem. But let me see if I can share this overhead kick with you guys. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, there you go. Oh, are you not ready? Are you not ready to see this before we get onto the last bits of news and then we talk about the Euros? This is gonna be so embarrassing, guys. I'm not being funny. This is gonna be so embarrassing. Let me know if you say ready in the chat. If you are ready in the chat, it's a 5-second clip. When you see it once, you ain't gonna see it again. That's it. I promise you, if we got to 100 likes here, then I would show you the clip. This is me yesterday. Look at the tech. Look at the tech. You can already see the tech of me in the air. Oh my God, I got PTSD just looking at this right now. I've actually got PTSD just looking at this clip because all I can just think about me hurting my neck. And I think you can hear the audio as well. Let me see. Can you not hear the audio? Because I can't. Okay, I can. All right. Are you not ready? I've done it on concrete. If I'd done it on concrete, guys, I think I'd be in hospital right now. I actually hurt my just oh my god, just looking at that is just oh my god, it's giving me PTSD. Just looking at that just gives me PTSD. It was so bad. It was so bad, but the kids thought it was so cool. Now you guys understand why I say I hurt myself. What is that? We want a refund. You lot thought I'm some acrobatic person. You guys actually think I'm like, I show speed where I could actually do an overhead kick. I could absolutely not do an overhead kick. I could absolutely not. I cannot do an overhead kick to save my life. And you know what it is, guys? You know what it is? I'm not a flexible person. I'm not a flexible person. But you know what? It's karma, because I was telling everyone I was not meant to join in with the trampolining with the kids, by the way. They were like 8-year-olds and 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds and all of that stuff. I wasn't meant to join in with them. But then I saw the kids having a bit too much fun, and I said, you know what? I'm going to join in. And all my family kept saying to me, grow up. Like, what the hell? Me and one of my other siblings, they were just like, grow up. You lot acting like big kids. I said, I'm here for a good time. One of them said to me, can you do a flip? I said, I can't do a flip, but I can do a bicycle kick. God, not true. We were definitely expecting Garnacho attackers. Sorry, guys, I told you that was a dream. Hope you get better soon. Thank you, man. Thank you, because my neck is absolutely broke up. Now, listen, be sure to hit the like button, guys, for that clip. That clip, actually, just looking at it, actually gives me PTSD, guys. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. But let's quickly talk about the Euros. Let's quickly talk about the Euro finals today. England somehow find themselves in the final. Obviously, it's not Manchester United related, but, you know, we always do the streams. Little update here. Thank you, Ridwan, for coming through with the little update for us on Ivan Toney. Coming from the Mail, Manchester United unlikely to move for Brentford star Ivan Toney after sealing Joshua Zirkzee deal unless the Red Devils sanction significant summer sales. United are not getting significant summer sales this season. Like, I think the most they're going to get is that 20 to 30 million. I think 20 to 30 million, the most for Mason Greenwood is probably what they're getting. They're not, everything else will be 10 million here, 15 million here, yada, 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 that kind of price tag. It won't be anything of value or of significant value. So I kind of understand that, especially like you said, they went and signed Joshua Zirkzee. And obviously Brentford are holding out for a big fee. They're holding out for that 60 million. But just on the Euros, guys, before we wrap up the stream, Spain versus England. I think the only people that want England to win is probably people that are in England. I think a lot of other nations want England to lose. I know Scottish fans, they're not really rooting for England. I know Italians are not, Netherlands are not. Everybody have united over one cause, and that's to see England lose another final. Now, obviously, this is England men's. Let's be clear, because the England women team have won the Euros. They won it a couple years ago. They got to the World Cup final last summer. The England women got to 2 consecutive finals. The men's have got to 2 consecutive Euros. Now, I think personally, Southgate has to win. There is not enough for Southgate just to take England to the final for him to keep the job, or for him to get a flipping knighthood, so everyone has to call him Sir Gareth Southgate. That's not possible. That is not possible. Now, for me, when I talk about stories in the Euros that have written, there's 2 stories that for me that stand out. There's 2 stories that stand out from this final. It's the story that Jude Bellingham can write for his first kind of big season at Real Madrid, of all his achievements, and it's the story of Lamine Yamal bursting onto the scene as a young kid, turned 17 yesterday, could win a cup, a European final today. You know, the fact that Dembele leaving PSG was the pathway to Lamine Yamal getting to the Euro final. Again, if you honestly look at it like that, Ousmane Dembele leaving Barcelona to go to PSG was the pathway for Lamine Yamal to come into the first team consistently and regularly. And through that, he's been able to go on and be in the Spain national team and be a big part of, let's be real, a big part of their final. Obviously, Dani Olmo has been a phenomenal player throughout the competition. Rodri has been phenomenal throughout the competition. There's been multiple players, I think, for Spain. And Spain, for me, has been the only consistently good team. They've been the only consistently good team throughout the Euros. Netherlands were okay. I think they also was good consistently or to a level. France were not good. Germany were all right. Italy were not good. Croatia were not good. Even England have not been that great. England have not been that great. I think they've woken up over the last game or two, especially the last game against the Netherlands. That was the best England performance I've watched in a long time. In the last year or so, that was the best England performance that I definitely watched. So for me, obviously, it's about stories. Obviously, you lot know I live in the UK. I live in England. I would love to see England win. I would love to see England win just because I think the story for England, certain players as well, Ollie Watkins barely getting a snuff throughout the competition to come on and send them through to the final with his first touch, first shot on goal. Yeah. Jude Bellingham has been inconsistent throughout the competition, but what a 12 months he's had, also playing through a shoulder injury where he's wearing a shoulder guard that has weight. So he's running around with an extra 5 kg on. Kobbie Mainoo has turned around England's competition for them. Let's be real, guys. Those first 2 games where Trent was playing in midfield, shit. Excuse my language, crap. Kobbie Mainoo has come in and changed that. Bukayo Saka having a phenomenal competition, I think, for England. He's been their main creator. Harry Kane, for me, has been so bad. I wouldn't start Harry Kane today, personally. Because I think for a lot of the game, there's going to be vacated space every time England are getting forward because Harry Kane is drifting left, drifting right, dropping deep. You need an out-and-out target person up top. You need a Watkins, you need a Toney, someone that's just going to stay there. I don't think Spain's backline, I think their centre-backs are there for the taking. I think Carvajal against whoever's on the left-hand side, if it's Foden, etc., I think will be a good battle. I think that'll be a very, very good battle. Luke Shaw handed surprise start for England versus Spain tonight. England had expected to be unchanged, but understand it'll be short in for Trippier. It's crazy that Shaw's coming in. He's played 45 minutes in one game, 20 minutes another game. Hasn't played since then, since February. Since February, he hasn't played. Now, obviously, Luke Shaw versus Lamine Yamal will be very interesting. It will be very, very interesting because there's so much trickery in Lamine Yamal's game that I feel like defenders can't read. I feel like he's good at reading his opponent. I think if Trippier was starting at left back, I would have been scared, or left wing back. If they're playing this back three thing, if it's Trippier playing there, I would be scared. I think Kyle Walker has one thing in the bank. Defensively, one-on-one, he's good because of his pace. Going forward, he's crap. He's crap going forward. John Stone's been good. Mark Gahey, for me, has been England's player of the competition. Like, you guys might be like, how can you give it to a defender? But I think Mark Gahey has been England's player of the competition. Yamal is going to cook. Sure, he's too good. Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams, like that's two of the best, I think, wing pairing that has been in the Euros this summer. Like, I think that has been the biggest threat for Spain. They got Morata, who hasn't even scored consistently throughout the competition, but just having that number 9 target is good. Lamine Yamal coming into that left foot, going onto his right foot. His crossing, by the way, is what people don't pay attention to, how great he is at coming onto his left foot and putting an inch perfect pass into the box every single time. Dani Olmo, obviously his release clause is I think City are actually linked to him, which will be interesting. Then you've got Rodri behind him, Fabian Ruiz there. I think before we get to the predictions, actually, look at this. Longest time since an international trophy for men's football. Yeah. Look at the list. Look at the list. Do you know how embarrassing this is for England? No disrespect, but Iran, 48 years. Czech Republic, 48 years. Morocco, 48 years. Peru, 49 years. Democratic Republic of Congo, 50 years. Sudan, 50 years. England, 58 years. Ethiopia, 62 years. South Korea, 64 years. This is why I think people get a thrill of England losing in competitions. Like, people say it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home. I think this is why people get a thrill of England losing in major competitions, because they haven't won a competition, a trophy in 58 years. And if this is the year honestly, that England win a competition. I'm not joking, guys. If this is the year that England win a trophy after having a 58-year trophy drought, and the fact that they have no Spurs players in the team, the conspiracies are going to have to keep conspiracying. You know what I'm saying, guys? The conspiracy theories are really going to come out, because if they win it without not one Spurs player in there, that will be so interesting. Now, where is this? I had another. Bukayo Saka. This is what I was saying. Bukayo Saka, for me, has been one of England's best players in that forward line. He's been number one in every situation going forward. He's been number one. Shot creating actions, dribbles completed, open play chances created, crosses completed, successful passes into the opponent's box. Everything, he has been first for England, and he will be. Just get him on the ball and let him do what he does. I think the second half of the Netherlands game, he wasn't involved that much. I don't know why England kind of took a backseat off it. Off kind of getting forward, they kind of took a step back from it. I think they have to get him on the ball and get him involved. That's it. Damn, South Korea even more trophies than do former Spurs count? Nah, because there's a few former Spurs players. So I don't think it counts. But guys, quickly before we wrap it up here, predictions. Let me know what you think the score is. Are you rooting for England? Do you live in England? And is there anyone that lives in England that's rooting for Spain? Because I went outside today and I saw guys, the city is gone, the country's gone Euros crazy. Like, everybody is out. Yesterday, people were out. I walked into a sports shop. People were out buying England shirts. Literally, there was barely any England shirts left on the rack. Today, I went outside before the stream. Everyone's wearing England shirts. Everyone, literally, people have brought out the old, the Umbro, the red vintage England shirts. People have brought out their England shirts from the closets. I too brought out my England shirt. This is the 2018 World Cup England shirt that I brought out from the cupboard that I haven't worn. It's got Raheem Sterling on the back, because why did I get Raheem Sterling on the back? Because we're from the same ends. That's why I got Raheem Sterling on the back. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. T1. T.I. Sorry, not T1. T.I. I hope you're doing well, bro. I live in Ethiopia and supported England since my childhood. That says a lot, given the fact that England ain't won a trophy since 58 years, and Ethiopia ain't won one for 62 years. So I hope somehow you get to see one of them lift the trophy. You got Sterling. I got this as a gift from Nike a couple years back, well, nearly 6 years ago now. But also because Raheem Sterling and I grew up in the same neighborhood. We grew up in the same borough. So he's a legend in my area. When I see him in the ends, I don't talk to him about City. Let's keep it as that. It's coming home 2-1. Samuel says Spain is winning this. Kadeem says, I have a strange feeling England will do it. That's the thing. I actually have a feeling that England will do it. Does this shirt actually say Sterling on it? I actually don't know, guys. I might have made that up. I know I have an England shirt that says Sterling on it, but I don't know if it's this one or another one. And I also got the England women's kit from last summer as well, from the World Cup. I'm watching the game today. Where are you lot watching the game? Let me know where you're watching the game. I'm watching the game with my family, my cousins, my siblings. I think everybody's going to be wearing England shirts. I think the rule is, for our gathering today, everybody has to wear an England shirt. So everybody was getting last minute England shirts. Some people obviously have England shirts already. A strange part of me thinks England's going to win, guys. There's a really, really strange part of me that thinks England are going to win. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the optimism that kills you, guys. Bun England, I'll be real. 4-1 Spain, 2-1 England. The thing is if England lose in the manner that they lost the last Euro finals, I think it'll be horrible. If England get battered, like I'm talking like 5-1, 5-2 battering, where Spain are just doing what Spain do, I think that would be embarrassing. I think that would be embarrassing. The stadium, they've already lit it up with the England colours, of course. England, this city, or this country, England as a country, people, I think, will be out in the streets tonight, all night. Like, honestly, I cannot imagine what happens if England wins, especially as someone who lives here and lives in a capital city. I can imagine people saying, I can imagine people being out till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, Like, I genuinely think people are going to go watch the games at like places, and if England win, everyone's just going to come outside with no kind of sense of direction. Like, people people are just going to come out for the sake of it. I remember going to the Euros last time. Coming out after the game, or like the mood, you can literally cut the tension with a knife. You can literally cut the tension with a knife. So I think, I don't know, a part of me thinks England will do it. Is it crazy to say England might win 2-0? Given the fact that Spain have scored in every single game in the Euros. They've actually won every single game. England haven't. England drew I think England drew twice in the group stages. Spain have won every single game. They've scored every single game. Lamine Yamal, young player of the competition for me, without a doubt. I don't know who gets player of the competition. Who gets... Let's revisit what I said. Let me see. Let me revisit my predictions. Here's my predictions. This was my predictions, guys, for the Euros. Let's see how far off I am. Well, I'm far off. I'm very, very far off. I said, winners Portugal. This is what I said. I said winners Portugal. And this was before the Euro side, guys. This is a month ago. So I said winners Portugal, runners up France. I was off. I said underachievers England. Off. I said dark horses Hungary. Wallahi, I went 0 for 6 in the first 6 predictions. Goddamn. 0 for 6. Yamal is probably the only one that I did decently. I swear, Yamal is the only one that I did decently. Musiala, player of the tournament. I mean, he had a good run up until Germany got knocked out. Golden Glove Costa. Yeah, doubt it. That's so bad. I mean, I had Portugal as winners as well. Yeah, I was so off. I was so off. Foden, Christy says, Ti says, Rodri. I think I don't know about guys. All right, you lot might think this is a bit of a contradiction, yeah. But in a world of football, yeah, and this is where I'm just chatting a lot of nonsense, right? In the world of football, I feel like the best players in competitions, like in tournaments, etc., it should go to like forwards. Like, I feel like if a defender won best player of the competition or a DM won best player of the competition, I'm just like, what happened to the sport that we once knew? Obviously, there was a time that the errors of defenders in like the 90s, early 2000s was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Even the midfielders, you know, the errors of midfielders in the 2000s was crazy. But now I'm just like, if you're winning player of the competition, it should be a forward. But that's just me being contradictory. That's just me being, you know, just being a walking contradiction. I think this competition, I feel like this Euros, there hasn't been like clear standout players in it, especially from the two teams. I wouldn't be shocked, guys, if Lamine Yamal wins player of the tournament and young player of the tournament. I wouldn't be shocked. He'd actually deserve it. I'd think he'd deserve it. Rodri will deserve it as well. I think Rodri has been, you know, has further shown why he is the best DM in the Premier League. Like, we need to stop having these arguments with people that are saying that Partey and Rice and all these guys are better than Rodri. This Euro has lacked quality. This has been the most boring Euros I've watched in a long time. It's been so boring. Like, it's actually, the Euros has been so boring. And it's been difficult for me to watch Copa America consistently because of the times of the games. But obviously, I'll be watching the final today as well. Who do you lot think are winning that? It's Argentina, isn't it? Argentina have to win it. I don't care for Messi too much. I just want Garnacho to win it. I want Garnacho to win. I want Licha to win. That's it. I thought about going Berlin today, but all trains from Cologne are jam-packed. I know people, guys, who have driven to Germany from the UK. It's not that long because I've driven to France before. So it's not that far driving to Germany. But I know people that I can imagine the Eurostar has been packed all day. I can imagine that. I know people that drove on Friday and Saturday. They were driving down, nowhere to sleep because accommodation hotels are booked everywhere. People have gone without even tickets. They've just gone there for the sake of it, for the vibe of it. How long is that drive? I think it's about 6 hours. I think London from Dover, from Dover to Germany. Let me see how far it would be from me, where I live, to Cologne. Let's see how far it is. 7 hours. 7 hours, 374 miles, which is the equivalent, I would say, of driving from London to Manchester and then back to London in terms of miles. Actually, it's the same even time. It's the same time. It's about 3 hour drive from London to Manchester and then back 3 hours again, 3 hours and a bit. And then London to Cologne is basically around the same time. So it's about a 7 hour drive. That's an easy drive. Yeah, because Americans be driving far. Like Americans drive for like 18 hours. They drive for 18 hours. Like that's normal. France highly disappointed me. I hope England wins. However, Spain are deadly. Alcaraz wins Wimbledon for Spain. The first Spanish win of the day. Could that be a second one? In California, it takes us 8 hours from one end to another. Damn. I would just fly everywhere if I lived in America. I wouldn't even bother driving. I would just fly everywhere because how is it 8 hours from here is like me flying to Saudi Arabia, guys. If I fly to Saudi Arabia, that's 8 hours. In that same time, it takes you to drive from one side of California to another. I'm always fascinated by America. I'd love to visit there because I'm just fascinated by how big it is and how long it takes to drive all over the place. But let's not get off topic. Listen, big up to everyone locked in. We will be back tomorrow again. As always, we're here with the daily content talking about Manchester United. Should I do a watch along tomorrow? What time is the preseason? I don't know. I don't think I'll do a watch along tomorrow personally. I don't think I'll do a watch along, but I'll probably do a stream after the game. The game is at 5, so I'll probably do a stream after it to talk about preseason and any other news, anything else that we might have. Maybe we will have a groundbreaking situation with Leny Yoro. Hopefully a decision will be made there. Maybe we'll have a here we go for Matthias de Ligt. I hope so as well. But listen, guys, come on, England. You know what it is, man. Come on, England. I'll be back tomorrow, and obviously we'll talk about the Euros game tomorrow as well, and anything else Manchester United related. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you are watching this back. Well, how far are we on our sub count? On our sub count, we're less than 250 away from 5K. The road to 5K is truly underway. Big up to everyone that has been here throughout the entire stream. I appreciate it. Come on, England. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with another stream. You know what it is, man. Turn on your post notifications so when I go live, you will get notified. I'm out, guys. Hope you have a great one. Peace.